Hello everybody, watch this review here with a look at the DC Universe Classics Dr. Midnight. Now, I don't really know anything about this character, but he's got a really cool design and, he looks a lot less generic than some of the other figures in the series do. I guess a lot of it's just due to costume choice, where a lot of them are just in basic spandex, and, he's got a real outfit with a serious design going on there. Now, character-wise, I guess he was hurt in an accident, and as a result, he gained the ability to see in perfect darkness, but he can't see during the day. Honestly, that's a really cool ability, but it kind of sucks in the whole DC Universe scale of power. He, of course, is part of the Darkseid wave, which really wasn't a terribly strong wave, but, he's a pretty decent figure, and a lot of these are halfway good, but, just nothing I probably would have picked up if... well, except for Copperhead and Desaad, obviously, if not for the Collect and Connect. But hold on a second, I'll get him out of pack. And it comes with the left arm of Darkseid, as well as a pin depicting, some of his fellow Justice Society of America cohorts. Now I notice we keep getting more and more JSA characters, but unfortunately we still have not had a Sandman. Actually, it would be really cool if we also got the Neil Gaiman Sandman, but I really want the Wesley Dodd Sandman at some point, but I guess it's probably a long way in coming. He also comes with his owl sidekick Hootie, which is a kind of crappy name for an owl, but cut him some slack. This was made back in the 40s. People weren't as creative back then. As for the figure itself, I think mine warped a little in pack, or just the whole part of getting it out of box did some stuff, but the leg looks a little bit askew over here, and the thing that really bugs me is if you have him standing up, the boots are sort of just lined up at a really odd angle, like they're both sort of slanting down a little to the right. And I'm a big fan of symmetry, and it kind of bugs me. As for the cape, it's got this really crappy like pre-fold where it's kind of bunched up in the middle, and I don't know, just not a really compelling cape design. I think I really prefer the sort of longer, more flowing capes for display purposes. But, I guess it's not terrible or anything. Now, there's a fair amount of like fabric detail here with the lower part of his tunic. The upper body... yeah, the upper body also has a... yeah, it's all new detail. And then, of course, we have those cool little crescent moons carved in there. Surprisingly few paint defects for the amount of work they put into it. That is, of course, a pretty good sign. I don't know, he's kind of cool for what he is. Definitely pretty decent for a figure that you picked up just more for the Collect and Connect. In terms of articulation, we have a point of rotation here at the wrist. Now, it looks like it actually would have gone at the glove, or... do you really call these gloves? I guess they're kind of like long gloves. But, they opted for the standard placement. Single joint at elbow, rotating bicep. Arm has standard shoulder joint. It doesn't impede with the cape at all because the cape is raised up a bit due to how they sculpted it. It's actually a nice effect how they have it going up a little bit. Kind of makes it look like it's usually a hood. Hold on a second. Nah, I guess the character never actually wears it with a hood up or anything, but it looks like it could be a hood. So maybe it is a hood back there, maybe it's not. I have no clue either way, but head only rotates. You'd think it'd be able to do more just because there's enough space for it, but eh. Then we have the standard ab/diaphragm joint here. Waist joint. Legs, it's very impeded. I guess the tunic is too thick, so you aren't really going to be able to kick out to the sides. The movement forward is going to be a lot easier because it's cut open in the front, so can get the leg up a bit further, but it's going to bend out the plastic a little bit. You see, just even doing that sort of maintains the place for a second before going back. Point of rotation here at the thigh, single joint knee, and single joint at ankle. Also, there's a point of rotation here at the calf, which is kind of weird. They typically don't have that, but I guess where they just put the parts together, where they probably put this piece, then put a separate piece of molded plastic for this with this additional thing in between instead of just doing a straight sculpt. And it's always a little interesting how they do sort of facilitate those sorts of things. But let's quickly see how well the owl clasps onto him. I mean, if you look, it does look like it's designed to fit right in there, and although it does work, it's not really snug enough to really clip on. It will stay though. I don't know. All in all, I don't know, he's a halfway decent figure. I mean, there are just a few things that I really don't like about him, but you know, he's definitely going to look pretty cool up on the shelf, and he definitely has a really dynamic appearance there. Although, honestly, I wish I did like him a bit more, just because it's just not doing it for me out of box, but, you know. I did pick him up pretty cheaply at the time of filming. I'm not sure if it's already sold out or whatever, but pretty much all the characters from the Darkseid Wave are available for $10 or less on BBTS, so I mean, it's definitely something cool. The only ones that weren't were the Mary Batson and the Desaad, but I mean, I've already bought Desaad, and the Mary Batson I can look around for. So yeah, this has been a look at Dr. Midnight. You know, it's not spelled quite the way you'd think, but, you know, very decent figure. I'm not going to say it's a great figure, but, you know, definitely gets the job done. Until next time, folks.